What's up, y'all? In the job. I want to tell y'all something funny. I looks outside and I'm like, I know I ain't seeing what I'm seeing. You know how they say hug a tree? But dang, this sucker I knew he had to be something wrong with him, y'all. He's out there effing a tree. I seen everything and I'm going blind. That sucker, there's something wrong with people. When you're going out there and you trying to mess with a tree, I went over and said, dude, you know that's a tree. And then he's like, I really didn't know. I really thought it was a girl. How could you think a tree was a freaking woman or girl? And then he turns around and looks at me like, she need to go mind her business. And then it's the craziest thing, y'all. It's my tree in my yard. I'm laughing at this. I wanted to call him a few words, but I said, you's got to be a comic. You's got to be something wrong with you. You must be robotic, because ain't nobody going to go mess with no tree what I just saw. Then we had these folks that walking down the street talking about, hey, is you fun? Is you looking at me on this tree? I want to be me and you, baby. I'm like, no, I don't go around messing with trees. That's the last thing on my mind. If I wanted a tree, I go buy me one and plant it from the ground up. But I'm not doing no tree. That just means you need to go over there and, they got a stove for that. They got a stove for that, man. Really, they do got a stove. And then the sucker was eating my berries off of my tray. And then he got mad. Now, let me tell you why he got mad, y'all. He takes the berries and eats the berries. Nobody told him to be on that tree and eating berries. And then he forgot there was poison ivy in that tree. His whole tongue and everything broke out. And so he got nerve to come over here and blame me. You got me broke out. You and your poison ivy. I said, I didn't tell you to come and steal off this tree. See, that's what you get when you go stealing from somebody else's tree and you don't know what poison ivy look like. Because I was wondering what he was doing, y'all. He was over there just picking and stealing. And I'm like, I was like, I'm cool with it, I really don't mind somebody getting some berries because everybody got to eat something. But doggone, when you see poison ivy and then you gonna go eat it and he didn't watch it, he just threw it in his mouth. And he didn't know he was allergic to it, So I was seeing him when he came back, all these bumps on his tongue and all this. Look what your tree done to me. Look what your tree done to me. I'm like, I'm getting accused for you eating poison ivy on berries, dude. You know what? I'm going to pray for you. And I'm going to hope that you don't come back to somebody else's tree and try to eat off somebody else's tree because the way you look right now, I'll never steal another thing. I wouldn't steal another thing. I recommend you go to stealing omelets. And that means to help you go to rehab on stealing because I wouldn't have did it if you don't ask for it. Like I told him, did you ask for it? Just because it's in the front yard and you got that poison ivy. Do you see what that is? That's poison ivy. Some people be so high and they be hungry. They just go off the nearest tree and just start eating and then blame you because they got poison ivy in their mouth and on the outside and all these sores. I'm like, bro, I didn't do it. I didn't tell you to eat off that tree. Then he said, I'm going to call the law. I said, call the law for what? You ate off the tree. This is when I figured out something was wrong with the dude because, he wanted to argue for he's stealing off my tree. And then he said he would call the police. I said, I'll watch you do it. Because you didn't know I had a camera right there looking. So when you stole off of them bushes, what's going to happen when the police see how you took them berries off that tree and you that poison ivy over there and you could have kept your butt walking straight, but you thought you was sneaking and getting away with something. Just like they say, all stealers, you go in the wrong cookie jar. Oh, you got snapped with it. Then you gonna call police on me. I'm gonna pray for you. Have a nice day. That's what I told him.